Tonight's surveillance video shows the chaotic moments gunfire erupted after a house party, sending a number of teenagers to the hospital. Welcome to 12 News at 10. I'm Chase Golightly. We are tracking several shootings across the valley. The one we just showed you happened in Litchfield Park overnight. Neighbors tell 12 News journalist Tiani Jadaling it was a house party that got out of control.
Deputies arrived early this morning to this neighborhood after receiving a call of multiple shots fired. Now all that remains are bullet holes left through houses, cars, and throughout the neighborhood, and no suspects have been detained. This is ring camera footage that a neighbor shared with 12 News. That same neighbor tells us that shooting all stemmed because of a party at this house. Leanne Trugaboff, a nearby resident, says she first noticed something was wrong when she saw kids hopping over her fence and into her backyard. But when she realized there were no issues in her own backyard, they checked their front yard.
Kids kind of running everywhere, cars everywhere. My husband goes up the road here just a little bit. There's a kid on the sidewalk.
Trugaboff tells us Maricopa County Sheriff's Office arrived shortly after and started assisting what seemed to be injured teenagers.
My husband gives his wound pack to an officer. They rolled the kid over. He's got a bullet in his back and his leg, and his face is bleeding. Just kind of helping the kids.
Just further down the road, neighbor Aiden Farah says screaming from the high school-aged kids startled he and his family. It's something they say they're not used to hearing in this area.
We immediately go out and we just see bullets everywhere. There's like casings all the way down the road, and they start marking them and everything.
According to MCSO, there were multiple victims of gunfire, all said to be juveniles. 4 of those victims were sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And with no identified suspects at this time, neighbors say they're shaken up.
It's very scary because, I mean, if you watch the video, like the kid's just jumping in the air, shooting the gun, and you can see the kid across the street firing. I mean, we have bullet holes way high up in the air, like just no regard for anybody in the street. Like, I mean, there was kids everywhere.
Maricopa County Sheriff's Office tell us this is still an active investigation. In Litchfield Park, I'm Tiani Jadaling, 12 News.
Tiani, thanks. Now, just a couple of hours after that shooting, a man was found shot to death in a West Phoenix home. It happened around 3 a.m. near 75th Avenue and Broadway Road. Investigators are still working to learn what led up to this shooting. No arrests have been made. And a murder-suicide is under investigation in Glendale after police say a caller reported finding both of their parents with gunshot wounds inside a home near 75th Avenue in Beardsley this morning. When crews arrived, they did find a man and woman dead inside that home. Glendale police say the investigation is ongoing. Now, right now, the westbound lanes of I-10 are closed in Goodyear after a crash happened just before 8 o'clock near Strait of Parkway, sending 9 patients to the hospital, according to the fire department. Now, here's a live look at the scene now. The freeway is closed at Litchfield Road with heavy traffic still in the area. It's unclear when the lanes will reopen. You can see some movement there on the other eastbound lanes, but like we mentioned, if you're heading westbound, it is shut down. If you are driving in that area, be sure to take alternate routes and expect delays. 4 inmates at a Buckeye prison have been charged in the death of another inmate. In December, we told you 43-year-old inmate Jacob Major died after the Department of Corrections said he was attacked by multiple inmates at Lewis State Prison. Now, 4 people, Aaron Halger, Victor Hernandez, Timothy Moss, and Christopher Velasquez, have been charged with his murder. Prison officials say his death appears to be linked to isolated gang-related disputes. Tensions are rising in the Middle East after Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz again. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says the waterway will stay closed until the U.S. lifts its blockade of Iranian ports, warning ships could be targeted if they try to pass through. The strait is a major global shipping route, and any disruption can impact energy supplies worldwide. For now, though, in Phoenix, gas prices are down another 2 cents, sitting at $4.74. Prices continue to fluctuate as the situation in the Strait of Hormuz evolves. Back here in the Valley, let's get to weather now with meteorologist Lindsay Riley joining us. And Lindsay, it's been a bit warmer this weekend, but I'll take it. over those triple digits.
Yeah, at least we're not setting records. Yes, temperatures in the 90s, that is above average, but we're not tracking any extreme heat, even though tomorrow will be a few degrees warmer than where we were today. Today we hit 91 out at Sky Harbor, and we're looking at highs in the mid-90s tomorrow. Still 80. It's a beautiful night. Clouds will begin to increase overnight, so we're actually going to start off a tad warmer out the door tomorrow morning across the lower deserts. A lot of us will stay in the 70s overnight, but that 95 tomorrow, that's 9 degrees above average. High temperatures staying in the 90s through Tuesday, and then cooler air moving in for the second half of the week. Pretty good pool day tomorrow. We're going to have about 7 to 8 hours where temperatures are 90 or above. We'll hit 90 degrees at noon. We'll continue rising until about 4 p.m., peaking in the mid-90s. Now, we will have more clouds, but despite that, the UV index tomorrow is still a 7, which means burn time is under 30 minutes. You can still get a sunburn, even though you might have some clouds out there. Chase?
Good to know, Lindsay, thanks. The community of Seligman, about 75 miles west of Flagstaff, finally has power again. APS reported close to 800 people were left in the dark since early Thursday morning after a fiery semi-truck crash struck multiple power lines on eastbound I-40. Water service was impacted too, but it's also been restored. Meanwhile, SRP crews hit the road this morning to help bring power to remote homes in the western Navajo Nation near Tuba City. 50 utility companies are volunteering to help bring electricity to families living in the Navajo Nation, where more than 9,000 homes still don't have power. For some of these crews, it's an initiative they've taken part in for years.
I've been doing this for a while. I'm a believer in getting someone power. I believe in helping them change their lives. Until you go there and see them turn that light switch on for the first time, or sometimes they don't even have light bulbs, we bring them light bulbs. I want to see that light switch go on and the power go on before I leave. Then I know I'm done. Then I did my job.
SRP says it will continue donating manpower, expertise, and equipment through the end of the month. Tonight, an Arizona fire chief is being honored after a devastating year for his department. The White Mountains community is still remembering 3 Timber Mesa firefighters lost just weeks apart last fall. In September, 2 firefighters were killed in a tragic ambulance crash. Then in October, a 3rd firefighter died in a separate crash on his way to work. Tonight, the 100 Club of Arizona, a nonprofit supporting families of first responders, named the department's fire chief, Randy Chevalier, Firefighter of the Year.
This is really humbling, too surreal, and certainly not about me. I'm receiving this award tonight, and I'm super thankful for that. But this is about the 3 firefighters that we lost, their families, and all the members of our organization.
He was honored at the 100 Club's annual gala. The nonprofit says the event also helps raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to support first responders and their families across the state.